Shit internet apologists say. In this instance, it's some fool that thinks he understands what Jesus went through, or at least what he believes Jesus went through on the cross, because he's subjected to so much persecution and suffering because people are saying that your white supremacist comments make you a white supremacist, fool. So in any case, Representative Steve King said that you guys are going to regret letting me be the one with a button.
Yeah,
should use
eventually.
that.
I can tell.
You really should.
Not too much. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
So far, I've been relatively judicious in my application of God voice. Although anytime Denis speaks, he has a God voice, so we'll see. Representative Steve King said that after facing months of criticism for comments in the New York Times about white supremacy and nationalism, he better understands the persecution that Jesus Christ felt. To be clear, he's referring to the story of Jesus Christ in normal Christianity, where this person was arrested for talking about religion and then beaten and flayed and pushed through the streets and then slowly killed by means of torture. Mm-hmm. So Steve King, who is decidedly still alive and has not been physically tortured, made the comments in response to a question from the Reverend Pinky Person of the Faith in Christ Fellowship. As far as I'm aware, that is their legal name.
Cool.
Who told King, the Reverend told King during a town hall Tuesday that she was concerned that, quote, Christianity is really being persecuted. And King replied, One, we understand that hashtag not all Christians are white supremacists. Obviously.
Okay, I mean, to be clear, I was poking around Christian Broadcast Network.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
You never spend any time on
I
that.
know.
Wait, they have their own network?
Yeah, they do.
They had a thing about...
Must be part of that persecution.
Well, it was exactly about persecution. And, I mean, to be fair, globally, Christians do face a lot of persecution.
Well,
they don't here, though.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah.
It's legal. You're so persecuted because sometimes some of you aren't super loud. Cool. Tell that to Christians living in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Muslim majority countries especially are, they persecute Christians quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say,
we are not a Muslim majority country.
Not even close. And
Christians face no persecution here. None whatsoever.
Right.
They get criticized for being assholes.
Yes, they do.
That is their persecution.
when they're assholes, they get criticized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Steve King, which is, I mean, he's always an asshole.
Yeah, but he's not being criticized because he's a Christian. He's being criticized because he said some shit about white supremacy and nationalism and when a group of people has done the most work, shouldn't we all think of humans in terms of their race? In decidedly paraphrasing from me. But in any case, the statement that he made in response to Reverend Pinky Person, I don't know what that Reverend's parents were thinking. He said, quote, when I have to step down to the floor of the House of Representatives and look up at those 400 and some accusers, you know we just passed through Easter and Christ's Passion, and I have better insight into what he went through for us, partly because of that experience. King told about 30 attendees at the town hall in West Iowa Tech Community College.
Way to trivialize your Savior's experiences.
Yeah. Well, that and I was going to say, does he not know how many members of the House there are?
Probably
sure.
not.
What
common
a
person.
self-centered...
Well, he's a
dick.
member.
It's all about him.
Yeah.
It is all about him.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's how being persecuted or saying that you're being persecuted works, because there's that.
People say mean things about you, and it's like being nailed up to a piece of wood.
This is worse than sticks and stones.
It's like when, not that long ago when Trump was at that Boy Scout jamboree, and he's like, saying that he was the most persecuted, persecuted is probably the wrong word.
He said the president that's been treated the worst ever in history.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the word persecuted. It's fine.
Right.
He's been treated worse than any president ever.
Yeah.
And he's just bitching and moaning about how the media is saying accurate things about him.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I mean, we already knew he had no knowledge of history when he asked why the Civil War happened on record in front of a camera before being elected.
And Steve King is doing the exact same thing here, except he's equating himself to Jesus. So it's actually worse. Good job, Steve.
Yeah.
Well done.
You actually trumped Trump in this
I didn't think
instance.
So I didn't think that in this episode we were going to get good news or come to the defense of the way that Christians think about Christ. So it's a very special episode of the Non-Prophets. So this article is from MSN is saying that he's referring to his fellow members of the U.S. House as his accusers. They condemned him, which, sort of kudos, and they stripped him of his committee assignments and all these things, which...
Good.
Yeah, might not sound like a lot, but it basically means he doesn't have real significant influence over legislation. In that
You mean there was accountability?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you in favor of that?
I am, actually. Yeah.
Really? Bold?
I thought I made that clear.
Well, I think you should restate your
Okay.
opinion. That's fine.
Consequences.
You never listen to me,
Consequences.
Jamie.
Well, you know what? I watched the episodes back and I listened then.
Okay.
Because I can't interrupt. Yeah, it's yeah, I.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this is
right.
a little bit of a segue, but this reminds me of when I was scrolling through looking for stories this morning. I just busted out laughing because I found a story about a guy who is literally dragging a cross across the country.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Those
wait.
things happen.
Is this the guy that's been doing it for years? Because there's a person that does it with a little wheel that's tried to take it all the way around the world.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same guy.
Yeah.
But right now he decided, I'm going to take my longest journey ever, and I'm gonna go across the country all the way to the Grand Canyon. He's pulling a Forrest Gump, I think. Is basically what he's doing.
Right.
I don't know. I saw the picture and I saw this jackass dragging across down the highway. Just
Right.
why?
Get
I mean,
a job, hippie.
I feel like it's really more about self-aggrandizement than look at how special I am. I am literally taking up, it is literally my cross to bear. And I am so much more holier than thou.
And look, I'm doing this without any Roman soldiers making me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Jesus
guy-
would look at that and go, what the
You
What is this guy doing?
you idiot?
I feel like it's actually somewhat trivializing
yeah.
the whole crucifixion story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can put it down anytime he wants.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
tired, he can just set it down, and it's on wheels
Yep.
again, so he's not actually dragging it.
Yeah. Or is it, if it's the same person that they showed me a video about when I was in Catholic high school, it is. And if it is that same guy, he's been doing it for years. And across the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland in the 70s when they're terror shooting at each other and shit.
Well, you know what? Actually,
I'm a Christian. I'm going to keep going.
The
And they
picture that I
didn't shoot.
saw, I couldn't see. I couldn't see like the bottom, so it might not have had wheels. But I imagine if he's dragging it across country, it's going to wear away down to nothing. So he's got to have wheels on it.
I don't know. Maybe that's when God has told him he's done.
So really, he's toting it.
He's trying to scrape little bits of the cross across. So to be clear, it's not something that he invented out of whole cloth. There's some passage in the New Testament that says, bear my cross with you, something blah, blah.
Ah, right.
So he took it literally because...
Right.
He was
Why
probably
not?
he was probably between jobs and like, you know what?
He's like, I'll get paid for this,
This is
right?
what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah,
just-
weird sidebar, but
Weird-
it is
It is a weird sidebar, but I'd like to say that it's not just one offhand comment from Representative King. If you heard of this story before, you know this. He's been saying shit like this for a long time. He's compared immigrants to livestock. I mean, he put the Confederate flag on his desks and said, "quote," in terms of talking about America and in the context of immigration, he has said, quote, "We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies," end quote.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And is proud of the, quote, "strong Christian ethic," end quote, in Iowa's 4th District, which is, he's also said that, that's right, this is a Christian nation, our babies, white people, hooray. I'm sure he expresses his opinion in a different way, but yeah. Just in case you thought
he's
this was
basically
good news, or that we were going
Right.
to get away with being happy, doom.
No, he's definitely said that essentially white culture, which he equates to American culture as exclusively white, is the superior culture.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's one of these things where it's only white power, like it's only far-right racist groups in America equate all of Europe to being the same. It's very much like if our culture had like a more sophisticated view of other countries, they'd be like, oh, okay, well...
That would help.
I mean, obviously there's a difference between Germany and France, but no, it's all white people to them. It's almost like, sure, white power groups are... Not sure. White power groups are racist as fuck. It's in the name. But they also don't respect the self-defined differences between like different European cultures, which doesn't get brought up because it's not significant in terms of their hate crimes. So,
indeed.
Anyway,